You know when you go to the cinema in January and you're seeing Mel Gibson's first directed film in like a decade, and you just think to yourself, like, there's no way this is ever going to be good. Trust that instinct.
Y'all need a pilot?
Have you ever wanted to listen to Mark Wahlberg, while bald for some reason, talking loudly for 90 minutes continuously about how he's going to fuck you? No. Nobody's ever wanted that. Unfortunately, this half-assed, half-baked, monstrously trash idea for a thriller had enough names attached to it to get a proper cinema release. In January, but still, this shouldn't be allowed places. Flightrisk is a film about a US Marshal who might be the least interesting leading character of all time, or at least since the mid-noughties when any white guy was allowed an action franchise of his own. She's just got back after a mysterious past fuck-up. Her first target is Topher Grace, who she manages to catch. He's like a banker for a big crime family, so she's bringing him from Alaska, remote Alaska, to New York so that he can testify. So you think it's going to be about that journey. It's about like that much of that journey. That's about the flight from part of Alaska to the capital of Alaska, which would be fine, except here's the problem. That means, yeah, we get a couple of nice shots of the mountains, beautiful Alaskan mountains, snow-capped. It's lovely. And then we get more of them for the entire film. That's all there is, so it's just, it's a lot. And they're flying across this just constant state of wilderness with Mark Wahlberg, who's their pilot, but he's not their pilot because he's a hitman who took out their pilot and now he's going to kill them both. But he wants to, he wants to have sex with them. That's why he didn't just kill them immediately. He wants to have sex with them before he kills them. That's why the film happens. Now, where to start vis-a-vis the atrocities committed here? You see, I thought it couldn't get any worse than Mark Wahlberg just being bald for some reason, but then I watched a 90-minute film that made itself feel like a 2-hour film, which mostly takes place on this plane with just these 3 characters, and in which the vast majority of the runtime, Mark Wahlberg is tied up and talking loudly, constantly about how he's going to rape them when he gets loose. He's going to rape and murder them. Rape and murder. That's the only 2 things he talks about. It is constant. Constant. I'm serious, okay? That's all we listen to the whole time. And never once does she think, actually, I should put a gag in his mouth. Because that would really have helped this film out a lot. And also, no matter what she does to him, because he gets loose and then she beats him up and there's a very brief action scene and then she knocks him out or whatever again. Like 3 or 4 different times. And yet none of these times does she think, this is just too much trouble. I should actually just kill him. Which she could easily do. There's a knife. And she also, like, no matter what she does to him, she tased him for a full, 30 seconds non-stop. She knocks him out with a fire extinguisher, big heavy thing. No matter what she does to him, he wakes up again after 5 minutes and begins trying to escape again. Like, it's so stupidly written. You've got a thriller about a woman who's trying to land this plane with no idea how to do it, and you've simultaneously got a thriller about this woman facing off against this assassin and never once killing him, no matter how many times she defeats him, which really makes him feel like not really a threat. And then the finale comes around, and guess what? He's not really a threat. So, and it just can't, the film can't figure out which of these 2 things it wants to focus on, so it kind of, the result is an actual plane crash of a film, and I just can't believe. I don't dislike any of these actors, but I do question their judgment a lot. It's the kind of thing that I'll look at, like, a full list of Mel Gibson directed films, sometime in a few years, and I'll go, oh yeah, nice, oh yeah, nice. And then I'll have, like, PTSD, horrifying flashbacks. It's just worse than what I would normally say is, like, the bottom kind of mark possible for, like, a big, actual, like, cinema release, Like, if a film is made it to the cinema, you assume a certain level of quality, even if it's bad. And this is somehow below that, which is really rough. I can't believe most of all that this was just released in the cinema and not on Netflix. It feels like it was a Netflix trash kind of thing. They don't even, watch him to check if he's trying to escape after, tying him up and him getting loose, 3 times. 1.5 stars. To mentally comprehend this film, I have to believe that Mel Gibson is still doing, an awful lot of drugs, even at his age, and he's just brought everybody else with him. The actors, anybody at the studio it took to get this approved, definitely the writers. God, who okayed this crap? It is just, yeah, that's my headcanon. So, subscribe for more hard truths.